welcome to your October reading. Thank you for joining me, guys, from wherever you are watching this around the world. Sorry that you are the last to be uploaded, but I often say we save the best for last. Now we're moving into October. Some will say yay, that's good to see the beginning of the end of 2020, and others will be going, well, okay, it's been a tough year, but I've learned things, I've experienced new stuff, and some of us are in an okay position and others are in a not such good place. So just blessings for wherever you are on your personal journey at this point in time. But 2020 was a pretty loaded gun, if we might use a pun, at the beginning, with the bullets that it had with the three planetary alignment, Pluto, Jupiter and Saturn conjunction in Capricorn. And we've had massive, really heavy, intense eclipses throughout the year, as well as some other strange alignments. Now as we come into October, we're not out of the woods yet, because we have Mars going full action until February of next year. It has moved into retrograde and will be there until November the 14th, and I think you will find this will create the potentiality for some fairly feisty, strong, combustible energies around the planet. Now this will be felt at the global level, but it will also be felt interpersonally and within your own life. So I think forewarned is a really good place to be, in that if we understand there's combustion around and that we might get heated or fired up over things quicker than we normally would, then applying due diligence around some subject matters, especially if you're wanting to preserve things in your life, such as relationships that might be a bit fragile, or even your own mental or emotional health and stability. It will pay to focus on some positives, to nurture your body, mind and soul, to experience meditation as often as you can. Healthy diet and exercise will also be good. Now before we start the reading for you, I did do some intuitive work, and this was the message that you guys received. And it said, the abundant universe will provide, so be generous of spirit. So that's a really beautiful, positive message. There's something in here about abundance or something being provided for. But I think also the greater half of that message is that be abundant, be generous of spirit. That means sharing and being grateful as well. So just having gratitude if you do receive abundance or manifestation in the month of October. It also said, see the bigger picture than you are looking at to broaden your horizons. So for some of you who have got concepts or ideas that you're trying to integrate or to get into a growing phase, whether it's a concept about yourself or your health or a relationship or a business or a creative process, then you guys need to look and expand your horizon. You need to look further afield, because it feels as though there's something there that some of you could be missing, or there's some collaboration perhaps that could be very valuable for you in helping you obtain your manifestation of these projects or situations or relationships. You also got the number 10, and number 10 is often endings, but it also breaks down to a 1, which is also new beginnings. You also got a spirit animal, a buffalo, and I'm not sure exactly what the buffalo might represent for you in particular, but these might show up in dreams during the month, or visions of them, or pictures of them, or in the news about buffaloes. So somehow there's a connection there at a spiritual level about the strength, the duration, the tenacity of a buffalo, and that they are herd animals too, and they often work with family. They don't usually operate alone. So this could be also a message that's tied up in your expansion therapy, you know, like expand your vision or your horizon. So we will be using these 3 different decks. This is a full tarot deck. This is a chakra tarot deck. This is an energy oracle, and this is also a chakra card, but it's an oracle deck. Let's start with this one first. So this is for Cancer for October for 2020. What is in store for them? Oh, that's nice to have come out like that. The Magician is your first card for the reading. It's one of my favorite of the deck. I think it is pure magic when the card comes out. This is the process often when it's around of alchemy, and that is turning something that exists into something else, and that could be called growing it or manifesting it or bringing it into this reality. It can be in any of the subject area that is showing in this card, such as love and relationships, finance and career, communication with others and communication with yourself, creative abilities, also are tied into passion, hobbies, work and career as well. So when the Magician card comes, it's saying to you there is an opportunity that's abound in the universe, in the ethers at the moment, that if you tap into it, if you can find it and feel whereabouts this energy is, something will happen, something will take shape and will manifest, and it can change the desire, it can change the outpath. Let's start that again. It can change the outcome of where you are headed, but there must be something in there about desire and path along the way, because those are the two odd words that I added in that are also playing a role. So keep your eye out for where magic can occur in your life. Now, because this is a general reading, you will find it could be different for each and every one of you, but I love it when the Magician comes in. It's a great opportunity. Oh, and now we have the Four of Coins that's come out on its side, which means it might be manifesting into reality. But basically this card is one of feeling a little bit anxious sometimes about the money around you, or how you're earning it, or how you're investing it, or spending it, or bills that are coming in. But if you see, he's got a lot of coins on his chest. He can't actually fit many more there, otherwise he would be overloaded. This card is really referencing the fact that your monetary system is okay at the moment, or if it's a bit lean, or some of you may have been made redundant or may not have the same amount of income coming in, there is a possibility that there could be some financial benevolence coming your way. Now this can sometimes be through way of a loan, so someone in a family might loan you some money. You may get a small pay increment, or you may get some back pay, some wages that had been kept from you, or like a tax rebate. There is sometimes an inheritance or a will, and sometimes even a small windfall one way or another can happen at this point in time. It can be associated with the heart, because his whole chest and heart is covered with these coins. So sometimes this can mean that money is gifted to you through someone who has a relationship with you one way or another, possibly a family member, but sometimes there is a tie with this money that is loaned to you, and that there's a caveat on it, and they expect a certain type of reward for loaning the money. The other thing too that's just come to me, which is a little bit odd, but there could be money tied up in this part of your body. So it might be that you're spending money on something to do with either physical fitness, like going to a gym and becoming fitter, or an operation around this part of your body, or some sort of beauty presentation, or something that's making you feel good or feel better. Let's put that down there. See what else is coming for Cancer for October 2020. And we are nearly moving into it. We're halfway through September now as I do this reading, and it is a beautiful spring day here in Auckland. I have a glorious vase of freesias sitting on my desk, and the perfume is just divine. I love spring. It's my favorite season. I think it's, you know, the life coming back into everything after the calm and stillness of winter. So this card shot out over here. We'll see what that is. And I'm also going to take these two. The King of Wands, he's upside down. Technically that could just mean that there is something more, slightly more convoluted with him. He is possibly an entrepreneur. He can be a employer. He's very much about career or passion or creative arts or something that could be happening. Now, because he's reversed a little bit, it may be that there is a timing issue with him, or there's something further that needs to be expanded, and that's what comes back to this. See the bigger picture than you are looking at and broaden your horizon. There might be something tied up with this guy that could be associated even with the Magician, in as much that he may be able to offer you something. See, both these guys are holding the wand in their hand, interestingly enough. Now, this could be associated for some of you around your career or work, or an artistic endeavour, but it could also be that some of you might be thinking of opening or starting a business somehow, and these could all be tied in here. So maybe it's about collaboration or business partnerships, and maybe there's a bit of a block. Maybe there's something you're missing that you have to present to this person to get him to spin around this way. He could be a current employer that also may have to have something turned around for him to fully understand either the magical opportunity that could be between yourself and him as well. He may be holding the magic somehow too, and there might be something that he is teaching you or showing you or has on offer available to you. I did spin that around. That's the Queen of Cups coming in as well. So the court cards really started to show up for October as if people are mingling more or communicating more at a certain level anyhow. With the Queen of Cups, she can be a good close friend or partner. This could be a partner for you. She does offer nurturing friendships and care and a listening ear. And of course, this is yourself, guys, behaving in possibly your exalted mode. So when your own court cards turn up in a reading, especially the Queen and the King, they do kind of embody the fact that you might be flowing exactly as a Cancer energy would be expected. And so when that happens, that's a good balance coming in. It's a good sign of productivity, of movement, of success, and of manifestation. So it could just well be yourself playing the role really well and being able to harness what's on offer. The Three of Swords, perhaps not one that we would want to necessarily see. We know that that can represent heartbreak, and it can represent heartbreak around relationships. Sometimes this card can turn up if there's been a close partnership, as in an intimate one, or a very dear friend or a close family member, if they've had arguments and had a falling apart and moving by the wayside. What it teaches us is that the relationship was probably not tethered very well, and it needed to have balance and harmony brought into it. But because it's a number 3, it does offer a temporary transition, and oftentimes from this card you learn a lot. You learn to find inner resolve and inner strength. Now you notice that this card is so bright yellow, and of course the yellow is all about your strength, regaining your strength as well. And this is the solar plexus area of the body through the stomach sort of area. And when you apply some healing to that and strengthen it through eating yellow foods, wearing the color yellow, listening to yellow meditations, doing exercises that strengthen it, you'll find that your inner resolve strengthens as well. It's also the area that we call the gut intuitiveness, so listening to your gut instincts about people or situations or ideas or concepts. I'm thinking too it can sometimes relate to the heart. So this Four of Coins may relate to this heart over here one way or another. It could be that there is a family sort of system going on where there might have been some family fallouts or pain or loss associated. It could have been the death of someone, and there might be some news coming from that passing of the person. But oftentimes this did refer to 3 people being involved as well in a discord or disharmony. And sometimes that can happen through, people just not understanding each other's viewpoints or not sharing the same ideologies. And then you can find this discombobulation happening. So I'm not exactly sure, other than that, where that might be headed. But if we look now, we're getting a really interesting mix of chakras being involved in terms of the colours of the cards as well. So let's just see what else is in store here for Cancer. We have the Princess of Coins, we have the Six of Swords, and we have the King of Cups. So quite a few court cards that came in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think for you, the month of October is definitely talking about people and situations and relationships. I think this plays quite highly for you. You've now got the King and Queen of Cups, so both of the water sign really kind of exalted energies coming out in their strength. I'm feeling as though if there's been something that's drained you, or you've had issues around relationships that may have been family related or close friends, you are somehow going to regain the strength. And I see all these in a line, which is really interesting, about this leaving someone behind, or something that's been a bit painful or caused some argumentative situations or unbalance. And then the Six of Swords, interestingly enough, is choosing to move away in another direction and moving into calmer waters, and it's sat right underneath this one. I do feel for some of you there might be some sort of either separation or movement away, or standing on your own 2 feet again to rebalance your own strength, dominion, character, and decisions on where you want to move ahead. Sometimes with this card you take someone with you, and it can be literally moving overseas, and it is moving from something that's been turbulent or not progressively helpful or supportive. Now I'm thinking for some of you that you may be in a position where you are literally leaving a country to go back to your home country because of perhaps the big C, and that might have been why there could have been illness or something in the chest that may have caused a financial hardship or something along those lines, and then you've thought, no, we've got to get out of here, we're going to move. Because this card can often be about moving across water or moving to a different place, and often taking a family with you, a small family, such as a partner and a child. It can also mean moving in terms of your emotional states, moving into a more balanced and calm space. And again, it's about leaving behind perhaps drama or unbalanced negative situations that may have been causing tempestuousness or a feeling of draining you. The Princess of Coins is about initiation and something to do with a concept around money. It can be a new job offer, it can be thoughts coming in, it can be the beginning of creating something like a business or concept or idea. It can be the offer sometimes of new money. This is a very well considered card to receive, and it's about the structure and the groundwork and the solidness of formation and adhering to the rules and being part of society, and that it pays dividends and that your rewards will be received in due time. So oftentimes this is a slower moving card that kind of has a ripple effect through situations, but it's a good card to receive, and it might be tied into this Magician and finances and career. Let's just see one more in through here for Cancer. What other message would you like to give them? Oh goodness, now they shot out. We have the 10 of Coins, which is a beautiful card. The 4 of Cups, I'm turning them up the right way because I wasn't sure what way they landed. The Ace of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the 10 of Coins. So beautiful for you to get an ace. And the Ace of Cups, I think, is one of the most revered in the deck. This deck of cards, this particular format of them, isn't as pretty as some of them, but it's a highly evolved card that comes to us from a very spiritual level that is giving us new energy at a deep energy field, and it can be spiritual and it can be physical. It's coming into manifestation. Sometimes this is on the way, and in fact the Magician in some ways ties in quite heavily with this ability to make something magic and to have something happen that is just beautifully gifted, and it's also been protected and nurtured for you. It can be amazing love coming in, like deep spiritual connection, so soulmates, twin flames. It can be the conception of a pregnancy, so a new birth coming. It can be the birth of an idea or a business. It can be new people coming into your life or into your family, such as extended family members, the adoption of a baby or a child. It can also be the adoption of a new pet or a new pet coming into your life. It can be the growth of your mind and expansion to understanding the higher realms of why you're here and connecting to some sort of cosmic energy field that gives you ideas and creates magic. So when we started off, we had the Magician, and towards the end we've got this Ace of Cups, which are truly two of the most loved cards in many ways. And then we also got these ones, the Ten of Coins. Well, it speaks for itself with this treasure chest of beautiful, voluptuous, magical money and gorgeous looking pieces of jewellery, and just this surging, pulsing, yellow, strong energy, as well as this beautiful portrait of a family in the background. So again, this can be a sign that money is either being looked after for you, could be from the cosmic realm, but can be also from family in terms of inheritance or rewards or offers. It can be that you might be choosing to invest well at this point in time, either in something such as property or shares, or maybe even a business. It's a wonderful card to have, and it denotes happy families as well, and maybe even going to events where family reunions are taking place. This card often also represents grandparents one way or another. So perhaps you would be getting together with grandparents at a function, or if they have passed over, their love for you is very strong and very powerful at this time. The Four of Cups can be a little bit of ambivalence around offers coming to you. So it does represent offers, and it represents the fact that sometimes we need to be very appreciative, and that was one of your messages. It said, be generous of spirit and be grateful. So there may be offers coming to you from someone you love or from people you know, and they're caring and supportive offers, and you may be thinking, oh, I could overlook that, or I'm not really interested. But when these offers come to you, they're still a very important cycle of receiving and giving. So in real terms, you had a lot of love or water sign energy in your reading with all of these cup cards, and these can work in the emotional field, and they can be about harmony and balance and love and receiving and giving. So those ones even themselves are actually quite powerful as well. So I think we will stop there with that deck, and we will move into the next one. This is the Energy Oracle deck. What's in store for Cancer here? That's really nice. The sixth chakra, which is through the third eye, is Archangel Metatron. So Metatron is a powerful energizer of the white light energy, and you may see him in the month through little visions or sparkling like lights around you, or angelic feelings or vibrations. He can also send you extremely powerful intuitive messages, and we talked a little bit about that when we talked about your gut instincts with this card. So it could be very much about listening to messages that come in from the cosmic realm and receiving important information. He's also wonderful to work with for protection, and also for younger children or teenagers. So bring Metatron anytime you want protection or an upsurging of energy or ideas given to you around concepts, projects, artistic, creative endeavors, or relationships, even your health. What else is in store for Cancer for October 2020? These ones are thinking twice about coming out, aren't they? This is for Cancer for October. Goddess of the Moon has been out a little bit. I'm wondering if the moon cycles. Oh yes, I think they're changing the nodes of the moon at the moment, changing into, I think it is Scorpio and one other. And when the nodes change, they change for a long duration. So a lot of events can take place that could be quite profound in our lives. So I'm thinking that that is part of the message of why the Goddess of the Moon came out so often. But again, this is very tied into your intuitive abilities and thinking and thoughts and messages that may come. So two cards from this deck in particular with this white light type energy really traversing through them. So do expect some sort of interaction and some feelings of this as the month goes on. But you may find that you receive some really good profound psychic awareness or abilities, or synchronistic events that take place, or messages of intuition, and you'll grasp onto them, and they could be very powerful. You may also find that through your dreams that you find messages as well, or connect with people from your past for who have passed over in your dreams. How wonderful, the door to personal healing and happiness. So this is a beautiful card to receive, and it is just a personal message for you individually, that if you process everything that is going on in the world around us, and if you are able to move through any feelings of worry or anxiety or trauma that we may have experienced this year, you're heading into this personal healing and happiness at whatever level it will be for you. So that is a journey. It's not something that is just in the here and now. It is an evolution that's taking place. Oh, how beautiful. Fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, into the heart energy for bringing in healing of any heart pain. So this is perhaps addressing that situation that we may have had earlier, and also the situation where we mentioned about the Four of Pentacles in the heart area for you guys. So I think there is some sort of tenderness around the heart. It could be the physical body, lungs, thorax, chest area, down into the abdomen. But beautiful for you to get Raphael for any healing that you require, whether it's physical or emotional. So do call on this powerful angel that brings calm, restitution and healing into situations. And you guys are incredibly lucky because you've now received 2 gorgeous angelic energies that you can call upon for the month to really feel into the protection, the nurture, the support, the ideas, the concepts and the help that they can offer. So beautiful energies. So I think we will stop there for that and move into the last deck and see what is in store here for Cancer. What would you like to tell them? What would it be best for them to know, hear and understand? Wow, you got 2, the same numbers actually, emotions and desires. So we've got feelings, expression, moods and balance, and then you've got goals, passion, craving and fulfillment. So this is a very personal perspective here, and it is definitely about the emotional aspects of life. And we kind of picked that up with some of the experiences we may have seen happening that were coming in, but also with all of these cup cards which talk very, very much about our emotions. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope we haven't missed all those cards during the reading. But these are very powerful, and they're sort of saying to you, remember to embrace and balance both of these aspects in your life. They play a very major role for us as humans on the planet. And when they get out of balance or out of sync, sometimes it stops the flow. Let me read to you some of the emotions one. Emotions are like the currents of a river, constantly shifting and changing in response to what lies beneath. It is natural and normal to feel. We all feel different emotions at different times in our lives. When balanced, we are able to feel and express a full range of emotions and harness that energy in productive ways. It's time to take steps to achieve emotional balance by truthfully acknowledging how you feel and allowing yourself the time and space to experience and express your emotions. You may need to write what you're feeling in your journal, scream it out loud, punch a pillow, go for a run or talk to a friend. If you've held back your emotions for a long time, you may need to watch a movie and allow yourself just to cry or get angry, laugh out loud, or to just basically feel again. Take responsibility for your emotions. Do not blame someone else for making you feel a certain way. The feeling you have is your own, and it is based on whatever your point of focus is in this moment. Acknowledge this and feel it and work through it. Look at what is behind the emotion. Has your diet affected your mood lately? Are your hormones in balance? Are you stressed out? Are you angry with someone or unhappy with something inside of yourself? Notice your emotional undercurrents and give them a pathway to be shared and released. Honest emotional expression can make us feel vulnerable at times, but within this vulnerability is great strength. Moving beyond the mind, we enter the powerful wellspring of the heart, where miraculous transformation, growth, and learning are waiting to occur. Feel and express your emotions today. And with that, this card goes hand in hand as well, because it's the other aspect of our emotions, desires, goals, passion, craving, and fulfillment. But as the last message just said, as you allow your emotions to exist and you accept them and you feel into them, no matter what they are, and we've all experienced a lot this year, then you will move into the heart space. And who was here to help this transition of your emotions through into the heart space and bring healing and openness and the ability to love and connect again? Wow, that is beautiful. And with him also Archangel Metatron. So that's a really powerful way to finish off your reading. It does seem a little bit as if we're focused on an emotional perspective, but I do feel that there is so much magic and possibility and opportunity within this reading as well. And so I guess there may be just those messages there for those of you who have felt a little bit stressed or have been caught out and are flattened or feeling negative for one reason or another. So hey guys, thank you very much for joining me, and I wish you all the very best of much freedom of emotional perspective as October comes around, and that you find the time to fulfill yourself and be pleasured with goals and passion and craving and fulfillment, and that your heart is truly opened through the power of healing and activation with the help of Archangel Raphael and Metatron's white light sparkling through your life. So thank you again for subbing. Please hit the notification button, and I love it when you leave your comments, as does everyone else. Please also check your moon and rising signs, because there have been some wonderful reads for the month, and there's plenty of beautiful support and information for you. Thank you all again for being part of Team Celestial. Much love to you all. Blessings. Be well. Be safe. Namaste.